Hi, I'm Carol O'Mara, horticulture entomologist here with Colorado State University Extension in Boulder County. Today, the weather is warm, the garden is ready. We're going to be planting potatoes, broccoli, cauliflower, and onions. But before we can get started, the first step to planting potatoes is indoors. When planting potatoes, one of the things to remember is that you're not just buying them from the store and getting them ready to go outside. You want to get certified seed potatoes, those that have been grown specifically to plant in your garden, and they're free of disease or other problems. When you get these seed potatoes, what you want to check for is to make sure that they have viable eyes. In other words, the little stems that will start growing out of the potato itself. And then we're going to cut these up so that there's one eye per section, one eye or more per section, so that we can plant them out in the garden and they will have a good strong stem. As you can see here, these little potatoes are ready to go. They're fighting themselves to get out of that bag and they want to get in the soil where it's nice and roomy for them to grow. Preparing your seed potatoes is pretty easy. All you have to do is take a nice cutting board and a sharp knife and look at your potatoes. You want to cut them into sections about an inch. You want to cut them into sections about an inch square and make sure that they have one eye per section or more so that each section will grow. So what we're going to do is just take the knife and cut the potato in half. What we have here is Yukon Gold. It's an excellent potato for home gardens in Colorado because it's an early season variety. It will go ahead and get ready, mid to late summer, and you can start harvesting those young potatoes as early as the end of July if you want to. Other potatoes to look for are things like Adirondack Blue. You have to change things up in a culinary garden because if you're going to be in love with your food, you might as well have some of these fun things in your garden. We're just cutting these potatoes. It's a quick process, and when you have some of these that are larger, you can cut it into more sections than just one. But again, you want to get in there to make sure that there's an eye per section to plant out in the garden. Once you've gotten your potatoes cut, we're ready to move outside. We're going to work with them over the next couple of weeks to make sure they've been tucked in as their stems grow so that we can get the most potatoes out of a small space. Okay, that hole looks plenty deep. Now what we're going to do is just lay our seed potatoes in and cover them over just a little bit. We've got our potatoes that we cut inside, so let's start out by running those Yukon Golds here so that we can keep our potatoes blocked out and we know when to harvest them. Take the ones that have the biggest eyes on them, plant them at the bottom of the planting hole with the eyes facing up. You want to give them lots of space, about 18 inches in between these potatoes. They'll get plenty big, and you want to get nice large tubers out of them. Once you've got your potatoes in the ground, take a little bit of soil, cover them over to a depth of about 4 inches. Then leave that soil along the side. As the stems start shooting up and topping out above the soil, pile on a little bit more to another depth of about 4 inches. And keep doing that until you've reached the size of the hill that you want, which basically I'm going to raise up to approximately 2 feet above the soil line here. And that's planting potatoes.